don't be afraid, okay? You see, I'm very well prepared right here. I'm sorry. Hey, what's up you guys? Yes, I'm Kristina from Leafy Luster and I am very scared today. So, why am I scared? Because we are going to propagate my Anthurium warocqueanum. As you might know, this is a very expensive plant and I have never propagated any Anthurium before. This will be quite interesting, but I think I have prepared very well and I'm quite positive that it will turn out good. I will share with you how I prepared my plant and how we are going to cut this baby. So let's get right into it. This is her, the love of my life, my Anthurium warocqueanum. And as you can see, she has quite substantial big leaves. So they are very beautiful, very big. She has two more in the back. They are a little bit damaged already, but that's fine. Obviously, I want to keep her this beautiful and big, and I don't want any stunted growth. As you know, I'm a big advocate for air layering with sphagnum moss before you cut a plant. You can check out how I do that in this video right here, where I did it on my Monstera variegata, and it's worked very well. And I did this, I think, 6 or 7 months ago. You see this cling film around the stem, and then inside I just put some sphagnum moss around the stem. I keep it moist most of the time. You can see roots growing into the moss very fast, even from the moss into the soil. So this way you will have some established roots already by the time you cut the plant. So this is our optimal goal right here. Try to catch a good time point to cut her where she's not pushing any new leaves, so you don't run the risk of losing any new leaves. Enough of the talking, let's unpack this baby, check the roots, because I'm getting more scared each second that goes by and I just need to get this over with. Here we see the new leaf, unfortunately already coming in, the ugly cling film. I will just unwrap it. We have some pretty good roots already growing into the moss everywhere. I think they are growing even into the soil, so that's perfect. In the beginning I only had moss wrapped around and tried to keep it moist, but it dries out really fast and I noticed that if I just put some more cling film over it, it just keeps moist for longer. This will just promote better root growth. I'm removing most of the moss. You don't want to disturb the roots too much, but luckily the Anthurium warocqueanum roots are pretty chunky. They are not as fragile as, for example, begonia roots. This is what we're working with. We have some very thick roots already right here. They are growing into the soil already, which is amazing. Also, this one is pretty well rooted in the soil. It looks great. We have some pretty substantial root system going in there, which makes me very hopeful that the propagation will go well. I need to get her out of everything so I can work freely. Let's head to my soil bin. We are here in my kitchen. Little fit check, because I love my outfit today. This is new and then this is old, and then I have this new skirt and I just love it. It has like a slit and it's basically pants. Very cute. I feel like a K-pop star. Let's take her out. I keep her in a plastic pot that is see-through so I can check the roots regularly. And I also did like little cuts in the pot. Very professional. I don't know if it helped or not. It also wasn't bad. Remove some of the soil. It's so nice if you have plants already for a long time and you just keep propagating stuff, then even though you're kind of still scared to cut something like this, it kind of isn't as scary as in the beginning, where you had like no clue about propagation, no clue about plants in general. It really gets better. I really encourage everyone to just keep trying. Start with the more common plants if you can, with some pothos and monsteras, and then it will seem way less scary in the end when you start propagating like plants like these. Check it out, it's a really big root ball. This will take a little while. I'll just show you the end result in 3, 2, 1. Looks like this. We have this stem right here and you see there's a lot of roots and I untangled most of them. It's funny how my video just turns into rain ASMR because the weather is so bad and we live under the roof In preparation for this video, I have researched a lot on Anthurium propagation, mainly from Sonia. Kat has her own Instagram and YouTube channel, and she has a lot of Anthurium experience, I would say, in propagating, saving, rehabbing, importing. So if you're interested in Anthuriums in specific, then you should check out her channel. Let's gather some tools, shall we? The stems are pretty chunky, so I know Kat always uses razors, but I don't have those, so I will get some knives, maybe some scalpels and my scissors that I usually use, and then see what's big and strong enough to cut it. I've got all of my utensils right here. I've got a knife that I probably need to sharpen, a scalpel that is not really sharp anymore too, and then I have my usual like pruning / propagating scissors. These might be a little bit too chunky. And let's go right ahead. Take the plant, take the scissors, and just snip right into it. No? Okay. Obviously, that's not how we're going to do it. First things first, always sanitize or disinfect your utensils. I have 70% ethanol right here. And if you don't have any alcohol in your house, then use some soap water. That also kills bacteria. You don't want to spread diseases from plant to plant. Okay, got it? The knife is shit. I'm not using the knife. Okay. You see, I'm very well prepared, very professional. I've got my ethanol right here, and then just dip your utensils right in. They really need to be covered fully and at least for like 10 to 30 seconds. It is time to cut and I'm freaking scared. So I'm pretty confident in myself that I can propagate this Anthurium. What we are going to look for is basically the same as with every other plant. You have like nodes. The nodes on Anthurium are maybe a little bit harder to see and also a little bit harder to dissect because they are very close to each other. It's better to do like bigger chunks, so you will definitely have at least 2 or 3 nodes in this one chunk that can then regrow into new plant. We have the aerial roots right here and here coming from the stem. This little bud right here, that is a auxiliary bud. So if you were to cut the top off, the new growth would probably come from here. The nodes are really close to each other. There's not a lot of space to cut. So as I said, it's easier to cut little chunks of stem. So you will make sure that you have at least 1, 2, 3 auxiliary buds on there, and then hopefully one of those will do the trick.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it.
As you might see, I am stalling quite a bit. I'm pretty confident, but still, I don't want to like cut this beautiful plant into pieces. It's kind of a tough thing to do. We have the stem that we want to cut. I just need to look at the roots that we have. For example, this whole piece is attached right here. We also have those pieces. So it would be good to cut right here. So our top cutting would still have those 5 big roots to support itself. Just go for it. Okay, this is what we got. We've got those 2 pieces. This one will be our top part with all of these roots. This one is the bottom part. I want to cut it some more, so I will probably chop it right here and maybe one more time right here. I'm not being like very precise where I cut because I'm sure that there's at least a few auxiliary buds that can grow. So right here is one, so I'm hopeful that we will get at least 1 active growth point. The last piece of stem left. 2 nice and clean cuts. I'm letting the cut sides dry a little bit before I replant it. That's how it looks. Hopefully this is enough to A, let the leaves that are on it not die, and B, support the new growth that is coming in. this little piece. Okay rootage. This cutting certainly has enough. Pretty good rootage if you ask me. Obviously I'm not an expert, so I am not really able to tell if this is enough root system to really sustain the plant, but it's obviously better than cutting it fresh without any root system and then trying to propagate it, so the chances of success are way higher. I will put all of them directly into pots of soil. Let's head to the soil station. So I have some regular old aeroid mix right here, some nursery pots, and then we have our cuttings. My aeroid mix is made out of orchid bark, perlite, vermiculite, some regular soil, and some worm castings. This is so uncomfortable. The mix is pretty light and airy. That's great for aeroids. Let's get into potting. It just hits me now that I've really cut one of my most expensive plants. I have high hopes for at least some of the cuttings to like survive. If you're afraid to like propagate, just do it. It's just a plant. If it goes wrong, it probably will be fine and you will be able to at least like save some pieces of it. So don't be afraid, okay? Choose some pots. I'm choosing mostly see-through pots. I like seeing the roots, especially if I'm worried about the plant. I will have to definitely put a support in here. Put some soil in, put the roots in. So it just lays on top of the soil. Don't submerge it into the soil, just really let the stem lay on top. I'm going to give them a quick shower. Hi! Let's get to the shower. I can't believe I cut one of my most precious plants into 4 pieces, so that's insane. I'm now left with this beautiful top cutting still. I have staked it a little bit because it otherwise just flops around. I've saturated the soil with water so all of the soil can settle. Hopefully it will now do fine. I will have to figure out a space where I can keep it because I would ideally want to give it as much humidity as I can. Maybe directly next to the humidifier is a good spot for it. I have the other stem pieces all in little nursery pots. I will just put them in a plastic prop box directly under a grow light so it has warmth, high humidity and a lot of light. So hopefully it will start growing shoots as fast as possible and bless me with some beautiful new growth. This would be the ideal way for this to go. Nonetheless, I will keep you updated if anything terrible happens, if anything good happens. There will be a follow-up video for this one. Since I'm a little bit sentimental today, I just want to say a quick thank you to everyone that is watching right now. If you have any suggestions, ideas, stuff that you want to see from me, then write it down in the comments. I am more than happy to deliver some of the videos that you would like to see. I'm going to stop rambling now. I'm sorry. I'll leave you with this video if you are interested in propagation stuff, and with this video if you want to see just other videos from me that I think are pretty good. So I'll see you next time. Until then, enjoy your plants. Goodbye!